After just 17 hours without sleep, your cognitive performance drops to the equivalent of someone with a blood alcohol level of 0.05%. Stay awake for 24 hours straight, and that number climbs to 0.1%, legally drunk in every state in America. And the terrifying part? Most people have absolutely no idea this is happening to them. Welcome to HealthCore Daily. In the next 10 minutes, you are going to discover exactly how sleep deprivation is quietly destroying your physical performance, your mental sharpness, and your emotional resilience, often without a single obvious warning sign. We are going to dig into the neuroscience, the athletic data, and the real-world consequences. And we are going to reveal one finding that completely flips the conventional wisdom on its head. Most people think they can train their body to need less sleep. The science says something very, very different. Sleep science has been part of human curiosity for centuries, but our modern understanding of what actually happens inside the brain during sleep only began taking shape in the 1950s. That is when researchers first identified REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, and started to understand that sleep was not simply a passive state of rest. The brain during sleep is extraordinarily active. It is consolidating memories, flushing out metabolic waste, repairing muscle tissue, and regulating the hormones that control nearly every system in your body. For most of human history, people slept in alignment with the natural light cycle, averaging somewhere between 7 and 9 hours per night. Then came artificial lighting, industrialization, 24-hour news cycles, and smartphones, and everything changed. Today, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 in 3 American adults is not getting enough sleep on a regular basis. That is roughly 84 million people operating at a significant cognitive and physical deficit every single day. Now let us talk about what sleep deprivation actually does to your performance, because the effects go far deeper than just feeling tired. The first system to take a hit is your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making, impulse control, and complex problem-solving. Research published in the journal Sleep found that after just one night of poor sleep, activity in the prefrontal cortex drops measurably. Your reaction times slow. Your ability to assess risk becomes compromised. You start making choices you would never make well rested. And here is what makes this particularly dangerous. The worse your sleep deprivation becomes, the less capable you are of recognizing that your performance is suffering. A 2003 study from the University of Pennsylvania tracked participants who were restricted to 6 hours of sleep per night for 2 weeks. Their cognitive performance declined steadily with each passing day, eventually reaching the same level as someone who had been awake for 48 hours straight. But when those participants were asked to rate their own performance, they consistently reported feeling only slightly tired. Their subjective sense of how well they were functioning was completely disconnected from the objective reality. What does this mean for athletes and people who train regularly? The data here is striking. A landmark study conducted at Stanford University followed basketball players on the varsity team. When players extended their sleep to 10 hours per night, their sprint times improved, their shooting accuracy went up by 9%, and their reaction times dropped significantly. 9%. That is the difference between a good athlete and a great one. On the flip side, research from the journal Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise found that sleep-deprived athletes experienced significant drops in endurance capacity, with some participants losing up to 11% of their aerobic output after just one sleepless night. But here is what nobody talks about. The damage from sleep deprivation is not just about how tired your muscles feel. It is about what is happening hormonally. When you sleep, your body releases the majority of its daily growth hormone, the hormone responsible for muscle repair, fat metabolism, and physical recovery. Chronic sleep deprivation suppresses growth hormone output dramatically. At the same time, it causes cortisol levels to spike. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone, and when it is chronically elevated, it actively breaks down muscle tissue and promotes fat storage. So if you are training hard but sleeping poorly, you are essentially working against yourself at the hormonal level every single night. Let us go even deeper into the neurological consequences, because this is where things get genuinely alarming. Your brain has a waste clearance system called the glymphatic system. It was only discovered in 2012 by neuroscientist Maiken Nedergaard at the University of Rochester. This system operates almost exclusively during sleep, flushing out toxic proteins that accumulate in your brain tissue throughout the day, including beta amyloid, the protein most strongly associated with Alzheimer's disease. When you cut your sleep short, you are cutting short the window during which your brain cleans itself. Studies in mice showed that the glymphatic system is nearly 10 times more active during sleep than during wakefulness. In humans, even a single night of sleep deprivation leads to a measurable increase in beta-amyloid buildup in the brain. Over time, chronic sleep restriction may significantly accelerate neurodegenerative processes. This is not just about feeling foggy tomorrow morning. This is about the long-term health of your brain. Now consider the emotional and psychological dimension. Sleep deprivation dramatically amplifies emotional reactivity. A study from UC Berkeley found that sleep-deprived individuals showed 60% more activity in the amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, in response to negative images, compared to well-rested participants. The connection between the amygdala and the rational prefrontal cortex was also weakened, meaning the brake system on emotional responses was less functional. This explains why you feel more irritable, more anxious, and more overwhelmed when you are running on poor sleep. It is not a character flaw. It is a neurological consequence with measurable biological markers. Here is a rhetorical question worth sitting with. If someone handed you a pill that would reduce your reaction time, impair your judgment, lower your physical endurance by up to 11%, shrink your muscle building capacity, elevate your stress hormones, and increase your risk of long-term cognitive decline, would you take it? Of course not. But that is exactly what chronic sleep deprivation does, and millions of people are choosing it voluntarily every single night by staying up one more hour to scroll through social media or squeeze in one more episode. So what is the counterintuitive insight we teased at the beginning? Here it is. You cannot adapt to sleeping less. Research consistently shows that people who habitually sleep 6 hours or fewer per night believe they have adapted. They no longer feel dramatically sleepy during the day. But objective performance testing shows that their cognitive and physical impairments continue to accumulate. The subjective feeling of adaptation is an illusion created by the very brain damage the sleep deprivation is causing. You lose the ability to accurately perceive your own impairment. This is why sleep debt is so insidious and so dangerous. What can you do about it? The research points clearly to several high-impact strategies. Prioritizing a consistent sleep and wake schedule, even on weekends, stabilizes your circadian rhythm and improves sleep quality significantly. Keeping your bedroom cool, dark, and screen-free in the hour before bed reduces the cortisol spike that late-night blue light exposure causes. Avoiding caffeine after 2 in the afternoon gives your nervous system the window it needs to wind down. Naturally. And if you are an athlete or serious about your fitness, treating your sleep with the same discipline you apply to your training is not optional. It is the foundation that every other performance variable is built on. The bottom line is this. Sleep is not passive recovery. It is active performance enhancement. Every hour of quality sleep you invest directly translates into faster reaction times, stronger hormonal output, sharper decision-making, and a healthier brain over the long term. The athletes who perform at the highest levels, LeBron James famously sleeps 8 to 10 hours per night, Roger Federer reports needing 11 or 12, are not successful despite prioritizing sleep. They are successful in part because of it. Sleep is not a luxury. Before you go, if you learned something valuable today, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to HealthCore Daily for a brand new video every single day. We will see you in the next one.